Righty. Street. Clerk, could I please get a roll call?
Mr. Tripp.
Present.
Mr. Washington. Mr. Stauffenberg. Mr. Vickery. Mr. Olthoff. Mr. Hess.
Present.
Mr. Tholen. Mrs. Polk. Mr. McConnell. Mr. Mulcahy. Mr. Scott.
Present.
Mr. Snipes. Mr. Byrne.
Present.
Mr. Seroy.
Present.
Mr. Lear.
Present.
Mr. Hildebrand.
Present.
Mr. Reed. Mrs. Weber. Mr. Einfeld. Mrs. Peters. Mrs. Evans. Mr. Payton. Mr. Johnson. Mrs. Parker. Ms. Dunbar. Mr. Ritter.
Present.
Mr. Wheeler.
Present. Quorum? We have a quorum.
Mr. Legess. Mr. Legess. Thank you. Mr. Snipes. It's 9:04.
I'm not all there.
I'm glad you said that, and I did. Thanks. So I don't have any public commentary. Is there anyone who has public commentary? Hearing none. Moving, we have no communications this morning. We have presentations. We have one from our state representative, Lindsay Parkhurst. If you would step up to the microphone, please. Actually, you can come up to the front if you like. Yes, you can.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to say hello and to honor Sheriff Bukowski for all of his service to our community this morning. One of my first official acts as state representative was to put in a resolution, and this is the resolution that I did. So we have heroes among us. Sheriff Bukowski is one of those heroes. He's kept me safe most of my life. He's extended the arm of friendship when I needed it, and has given me the blessing of his wisdom. So I'm sorry I get emotional, but it involves a friend. House Resolution 38, ordered by Representative Lindsay Parkhurst. Whereas the members of the Illinois House of Representatives wish to congratulate Sheriff Tim Bukowski on the occasion of his retirement from the Kankakee County Sheriff's Office and his 39 years of faithful service to the Kankakee community. And whereas Sheriff Tim Bukowski is a lifelong resident of Kankakee, he has been married to Brenda Bukowski for 42 years. Together they raised 3 sons and are the grandparents of 7 grandchildren. And whereas Sheriff Tim Bukowski is a veteran of the United States Army, he courageously served his country for 19 months in Vietnam, where he was awarded both the Air Medal and the Soldier's Medal for heroism. And whereas Sheriff Tim Bukowski joined the Kankakee County Sheriff's Department as a patrolman in 1977, due to his faithful work within the department, he reached the position of undersheriff in 1994. He was appointed sheriff in 1996, a position in which he served for 17 years. And whereas Sheriff Tim Bukowski earned his bachelor's degree from Lewis University, he is a graduate of the National Academy of the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Cook County Sheriff's Academy and the National Sheriff's Academy. And whereas Sheriff Tim Bukowski has consistently modernized the Kankakee County Sheriff's Office, he pioneered many innovative programs, including a countywide radio communication system, a video recording system for use in suspect and witness interviews, a countywide computer-assisted dispatch system, an inmate bed rental program, and many other unique and original initiatives. Therefore be it resolved by the House of Representatives on the 100th General Assembly of the State of Illinois that we congratulate Sheriff Tim Bukowski on the occasion of his retirement and wish him continued health and happiness in the coming years, and be it further resolved, this is a suitable copy of this resolution to be presented to Sheriff Tim Bukowski as a symbol of our esteem and respect. Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Just very quickly, thank you It's good to see you all again. I guess the word that I was getting an award got out, nobody came, but it's good to see you all again. Thanks for everything you're doing for the community, and we'll stay in touch. Thank you again.
Thank you, Lindsay, and thank you, Sheriff. Moving on, we have a presentation today from the Executive Director of the Kankakee County CVB. That is Stacy Wilkin. Welcome. That's the Economic Alliance. It's not the CVB.
It was on the same website. Good to see you here. Good to see you. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very nice to meet you.
My voice was a little shaky. I get some emotional. I think I get over that.
You're with the Alliance.
Well, it's certainly hard to follow a presentation to the sheriff, so I thank you guys for allowing me to be here today. I don't know how I'm even qualified to be doing what I do. I can barely remember names, but he's certainly an asset to the county, so we're excited to have him here today as well. And I'm sure the people aren't here today because of me, so it's not you. My name is Stacy Wilkin. I'm the Executive Director for the Kankakee County Convention and Visitors Bureau. We have had a lot going on in the last year, and we're excited to be able to talk about it today for all of you. Last May, we relocated to Manteno, and I know it was a tough decision by our board, but they did extensive research throughout the county to find the best bang for our buck and the best location. We are conveniently located right off the interstate in Manteno, and we have had a lot of foot traffic in the door. So I know the ladies that work for the CVB are excited to be above ground and to see fresh sunlight on a day like this and have some fresh air. So we're excited to be there. In the last year, you've also seen probably a lot of the way that we're changing the story that we tell to our visitors. And you can see there's a lengthy list of the things that we're doing to try to accomplish this. The first one being the logo change, which is kind of, I'm very thankful that it happened before I got here. So it was that process was completed before I was here. But you'll see that incorporated to all the things that we do. And this hot word called content marketing, what that is essentially putting the information that we want online in front of all the visitors that visit any website. I'm sure all of you have iPads, and when you're surfing at home on the couch in the evening, you wonder how they knew that you were looking for that pair of shoes you were looking for yesterday when it repops. So that's something that we're moving forward with, trying to keep information in front of people who are interested in things that we have in Kankakee County. So it's a really neat marketing strategy, and we're excited to be moving forward with that. You'll also see social media, a new visitor guide being launched in the next 2 months, and then as well as a new website. So we're really trying to rebrand the face of the CVB, and by that we really want to make sure that the Kankakee County amenities are first and foremost put in front of everyone that we want to attract. We also have an app that we can share information with, where people can eat, sleep, dine, things to do while they're here. So it's really been a unique tool for us to be able to market to our visitors. You'll see that we have 3 different kind of strategies that we're rolling out. And obviously the hashtag is kind of a neat thing right now. So we are marketing around those hashtags, the first one being Visit Kankakee County. These are our campaigns for this coming year, and just to roll through them pretty quickly. Restaurant Week, we did spin this off of Taste Fest, which was held in January. Incorporated, I believe it was 14 restaurants that were eager to kind of participate and get people through the door. We've got Tourism Week coming in May, and that's where we'll be on site in various locations throughout the county and really encourage the promotion of the attractions and the amenities that we do have here in Kankakee County. We all know 7-Up Chicago Bears training camp. I believe last year we brought in over 70,000 people through the front door of that training camp. It's free, and we all, while we may not enjoy the traffic that kind of happens throughout those 2 weeks, we certainly enjoy the tax dollars that are spent in the county, where people are getting gas, fueling up, dining, sleeping over. The most interesting thing that I found this year, having primarily morning practices is that people are spending the night in the county. They're making long weekends of it. They're spending time at the festivals. They're spending time outdoors while they're here, and really making it a cost-effective vacation for their families. So that's kind of a neat thing to have. The B. Harley Bradley House in Kankakee, that is the 150th birthday this year of Frank Lloyd Wright. So we are wrapping an entire campaign around that to try to promote that visitor, because it is a special niche of individuals who are interested in Frank Lloyd Wright, and we're really trying to target those people to come to the county and enjoy other attractions while they're here. We all know Outdoor Wonders, and when I first started the Daily Journal, asked what is my focus going to be, and it was really the Kankakee River. And I know there's a lot of people who are talking about the river right now and how we can market it, how we can really make sure that it is the first attraction that we try to promote, because it is a free amenity that we've got here, and we just really work hard to keep it clean and user friendly. So that is something that we're working hard to do. And then the last item on this list is Project Time Off. This is the U.S. Travel Association has really spearheaded this project, and the State of Illinois Office of Tourism is actually backing it, and by then, now we are as well on a local level. But the interesting fact for this is that in 2015, more than half of U.S. workers left a total of 658 million days of vacation time on the books. So if we think on a local level, if those people here in the county would take advantage of those vacation times in a local way, they could be spending money that can help go into the economic impact factors for the county. So really encouraging people to take time off and use those vacation days to also then be more refreshed for their work and then be better employees for our organizations here in the county. The second strategy that we're implementing is Meet in Kankakee County. We all are a part of a business or organization that has meetings, and while we may not enjoy them, we can benefit from people on a regional level coming into the county, sleeping in our hotels, dining in our establishments, and really spending their time here rather than us driving to another location for one of those regional meetings. On a local level, we certainly would encourage you to contact the CVB with help in planning if you want a unique destination, if you want something different. We're certainly also happy to help in creating goodie bags or any kind of tchotchke items that when you have guests coming in on a personal level for weddings or events or visiting friends and relatives, we want to make sure that your visitors are having the best time that we can provide for them. So certainly keep us in mind when you're having meetings and events, sporting events as well, and weddings as well. The last kind of target market that we're focusing on is Tour Kankakee County. All of these amenities are here at our fingertips, and I think as residents we sometimes take them for granted. Agritourism is very hot right now, that farm-to-table dining experience, any of those tours that are available on site with our local partners. And we are working very extensively with the organizations throughout the county, the Economic Alliance, the Kankakee County Chamber, and then more localized organizations as well. But those businesses that have the opportunity to host a tour through their facilities, that really is a unique hidden gem for the county. So you'll see us working a lot with those partners locally, and then the few tours that we already offer are the Barn Quilt Tour and the Historic Church Tour of Kankakee. Those are really unique. This is a photo of us actually taking an express version of these tours last fall, and while I've lived here for 9 years and in Iroquois County prior to that, some of these things I had no idea that we even had. So that social media presence has really kind of increased the awareness of what we do have, and really just attract that different user. Barn quilts, while they may be not of interest to you, we found on Instagram there are tons of people that are interested in it, and it's a multi-generational excursion. So we're seeing grandmas, moms, daughters taking their afternoon and going and doing some antique shopping and spending the day in Kankakee County. So we're pretty excited about that. One program that we have implemented, and this was approved by the board prior to me being here, but we're really excited about it, and this is called the Community Tourism Action Plan, or CTAP, if you may have seen a write-up in the paper recently. In 2015-16, we rolled out the program with Bradley, Kankakee, and Momence, and this current fiscal year we're rolling it out with Bourbonnais, Manteno, and the county at large. What this program is a partnership with each community represented here to award them $10,000 with a 20% match for them to put monies into tourism attractions, whether it be marketing or tours or murals. Just a couple of different ideas that we have worked with the communities on. Bradley is putting dollars into the beautification of Broadway, and as well as event marketing. The city of Kankakee is using their funds to do a walking tour of Frank Lloyd Wright murals throughout downtown, which is really neat considering we've got the 150th birthday this year. And then the city of Momence is using it to beautify downtown as well as event marketing. So we met with Bourbonnais and Mantino yesterday, and we have a number of projects throughout the county that we'd like to focus on as well. So you'll see a lot of things happening, and this is a continued program so long as funds are available. So we're excited to be able to partner with our communities on this. Okay. Teamwork makes the dream work. This has kind of been my motto the last 9 months. Really working with our partners locally to make sure that the CVB has a presence and that people know that what we're doing. The first item on my list was to collaborate with our hotel partners. The hotels are our first warm welcome to people coming into the county, so we want to make sure that those partners are telling the story that we want to tell. We've had several meet and greet events. We have partnered with KCC to do a hospitality training workshop. Their workplace excellence program, they're going to cater to hospitality specifically, which is not limited to just hotels but dining as well. We have two wonderful colleges or universities at our fingertips. Like I said, we're partnering with KCC as well as Olivet Nazarene University and doing a 18-month program through their PR department to help rebrand the story that Kankakee County wants to tell. And we're partnering with the Economic Alliance and the Kankakee County Chamber of Commerce on those programs. We've had some great press on that from our local media as well as social media. So keep your eyes open for this. We're really trying to get a fresh perspective from the students who are new to the county and see things differently than what we would see. It's also a free program, so we're certainly excited about taking advantage of the students' expertise on this. Community partners I touched on briefly. Certainly excited to work with all of our local partners, and then providing internships for students in the area that are, can be our kind of first line of defense, as we are trying to be in 20 places at once with a team of 4.5 people. So making sure that we are represented at all of the events throughout the county as well as Chicago Bears training camp. So in a nutshell, I just really kind of wanted to highlight what we've been up to and make sure that if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to us in any way possible. We've got people on our team that can help, like I said, fine-tune your meetings and events and certainly help your visitors have the best experience possible. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Diane does have the PowerPoint, so if you have any questions or would like to have an e-copy of that, she can certainly email that to you as well. So if anybody has any questions, I'd certainly entertain those.
Mr. Snipes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I noticed from the presentation that we have not targeted the East End like the Pembroke area with all the Savannah land and things of this nature that's going on out there. Certainly, I think that's an area that needs to be considered.
Certainly. We have, in our new visitor guide, we do have the Pembroke area represented throughout the visitor guide, so as well as all of our other small communities throughout the county. They will be represented in the visitor guide, and that will be promoted, those unique features that they have to offer as a tourism attraction. So certainly count on those being marketed. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Steve?
Oh, excuse me.
Mr. Mullin? Mr. Lear?
Through the county's planning department, their historic preservation committee, I think they put together a list of historic sites that maybe that's part of what your tours is working on.
We certainly could if we'll just
Dr. Jim Pauls maybe talk to you about that?
No.
Or
I
maybe one of the other people?
not at this point, but certainly welcome a conversation.
Okay.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Ms. Evans, just a moment, please.
In the work that you're doing with Olivet and the other organizations that you're trying to, as you said, reinvent Kankakee County and bring new life into it, I'm guessing it also includes talk around the table, putting some focus on shopping
Yeah.
in our area.
Mhm.
Because it's so sad to me. I was I work at the mall, and I was just had to go because our store Carson's is unique. We have 2 locations in our mall, so I was walking from one store to the other, and I heard a man use some language I won't repeat here. He was on the phone and he said, "What's the name of this place?" I said, "This is Northfield Square Mall in Bradley," and he said, "Why are so many stores closed?"
Mhm.
And obviously he was just there visiting, maybe he'd stayed at a hotel, was there. But I think one of our biggest problems as far as people shopping, we've brought so much here that people used to have to go up north for, even if you're not shopping at our mall, even the Kohl's, and it still seems like people want to go up there because it's more of a romantic or more of a unique, let's go to Chicago to shop, or up north. We have it all here. And that's why our stores can't stay open, because people want to leave Podunk, Kankakee to go up to Chicago to go shopping when we have or had it here. But I'm glad to hear that you guys are focusing on that, because I think it's really sad that we can't. I don't know. We can make something more attractive to the younger. Something, or even the older ones. Why do they need to go up north? We've got it here, and they don't have to deal with the traffic or the taxes. Our
Right.
taxes are wonderful.
Well, and that is a talking point that I've used in our media blitz surrounding Chicago Bears training camp, and was on several television news stations touting that. And when I said something to a radio host, she actually said she would be down this coming summer with her 3 boys who outgrow clothes every 2 months to go shopping. So it certainly is an attractive amenity that we have, and it's unique that we're so close to Cook and Will County, but we do have a very low sales tax. And I do agree that shopping it's available, so we certainly want to make sure that we highlight that. And it is on my to-do list to communicate with the Northfield Square Mall and get help where we can, certainly.
Mr. Seroy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Wilkin, thank you and your team for promoting the gym that we all call home, and I appreciate all your efforts in promoting what we all love. So I'd like to thank you and your team.
Thank you very much. We're excited about it. There's a lot of great things here, and like I said, many times we just take it for granted. And I had never been to the Frank Lloyd Wright home before I worked for the CVB, and now I'm talking to everybody I know about how neat it is. So it's really just getting people through the door and understanding that we have really cool things here. So thank you.
No other questions? Hey, thank you for coming.
Yep,
We
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Moving on, vacancy appointments. There was a vacancy created last night. There is an opening now due to resignation on the Kankakee Valley Airport Authority. So I'll be moving on that. We will need, if you know anybody who's interested, have them contact Diane in our office to get an application. So we'll be moving quickly on that. Going forward, there's a lot of exciting things going on with the airport. So moving on, certificates of recognition. I have John Higginson, 10 years at the Circuit Court. Please. Up front. Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate it. For 10 years in the coroner's office, William Perkins. Is he here today? Usually is. In the public defender's office, Kirsten Steves, celebrating 15 years. In the health department, Keith Wojnowski, 30 years. And in the sheriff's department, Randall Walling, 35 years. He's officially retired. Well, congratulations. Thank you for the service. All right, moving on. The minutes of the last meeting from the January 10th full board meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes? Mr. Burns, second. Mr. McConnell. All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. The Claims Committee report from November and December 2016 claims. I guess I'll need a motion to approve those claims. Mr. Tripp, second. Mr. Scott. And that'll be a roll call vote, please. Yeah, we got to read them into the record.
Mr. Chairman and members of the County Board, the Committee on County Claims is begged to leave to report they have examined the following claims presented and recommend payment. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to issue orders to the several claimants payable out of the fund as follows. For the general fund, $909,344.03. All other funds, $3,920,817. For a total of the month of November 2016, $4,830,161.03. For the highway funds, in the amount of $264,144.62. All other funds, $482,601.61, for a total of the month of November of $746,746.23. For December 2016, the general fund is in the amount of $656,684.66. All other funds, $4,984,172.40, for a total in the month of December 2016, amount $5,643,857.08. For the highway funds, total in the amount of $334,488.51. All other funds, $851,585.24. Total month of December 2016, $1,186,073.75. All of which is respectfully submitted by Mr. Johnson, Mr. Legess, Mr. Hildebrand, Mr. Payton, Mr. Ritter, Mr. Seroy, Mr. Washington, Mr. Vickery, Mr. Mulcahy, Ms. Weber, and Mr. Wheeler.
Ready. Thank you. So we've already had a motion and a second. I'll do a roll call vote.
Mr. Tripp.
Aye.
Mr. Washington.
Aye.
Mr. Legess.
Aye.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. McConnell.
Aye.
Mr. Mulcahy.
Aye.
Mr. Scott.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mr. Byrne.
Aye.
Mr. Seroy.
Aye.
Mr. Lear.
Aye.
Mr. Hildebrand.
Aye.
Mrs. Weber. Mrs. Peters.
Aye.
Mrs. Evans. Mr. Payton.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mrs. Dunbar. Mr. Ritter.
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to department reports. I need a motion to combine and accept the reports. Mr. Payton, second. Ms. Dunbar, if you could read those into the record, please.
The county collector's monthly reports for December 2016. We've examined the December 2016 monthly report of the ex officio county collector and to the best of our knowledge find it to be true and correct. Total cash and investments of $572,107.31. The county treasurer monthly reports for August 2016 through December 2016. The county treasurer's monthly report, we've examined the August 31st, 2016 monthly report for the county treasurer and to the best of our knowledge find it to be true and correct. Total checking accounts and cash of $10,905,835.59. A deficit in the general fund of $5,509,140.37. For September 30th, 2016, we've examined the September 30th, 2016 monthly report of the county treasurer and find it to be, to the best of our knowledge, find it to be true and correct. Total checking accounts and cash of $10,987,387.13. A deficit in the general fund of $6,010,000. $210,478.48. The County Treasurer's Monthly Report for October 2016. We have examined the October 31st, 2016 monthly report of the County Treasurer and to the best of our knowledge found to be true and correct. Total checking accounts and cash of $9,950,119.72. A deficit in the general fund of $7,284,200.22. The County Treasurer's Monthly Report for November. We have examined the November 30th, 2016 monthly report of the County Treasurer and to the best of our knowledge found to be true and correct. Total checking accounts and cash of $9,413,577.08 and the general fund a deficit of $6,462,763.47. The County Treasurer's Report for the month of December. We have examined the December 31st, 2016 monthly report of the County Treasurer to the best of our knowledge found to be true and correct. Total checking accounts and cash of $7,649,712.40 and the general fund a deficit of $6,901,946.96. The Coroner's Report for the month of December. There were 142 calls, 26 coroner cases, 11 autopsies, 11 toxicology, 2 outside audits, 1 donation, 2 indigents, 4 x-rays, 63 cremations, and fees for the month of December 2016 in the amount of $4,331. The Circuit Clerk's Report for the month of December 2016, disbursements in the amount of $312,619.30. The Building Report for the month of December 2016, there were total permits issued of for 29 with a valuation of $595,782, fees collected of $5,988, total extra fees of $1,940 for a total of $7,928 for December 2016. And we are in receipt of the monthly resolution list from the County Trustee for January 2017.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. We already had a motion and a second. It's a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
Wait a second. We missed the recorder.
Was it stuck to?
Well, my apologies. Coroner's report. The circuit clerk. No. Well, we'll add on. It's not in here. It's not in here.
We're not in there?
No. We didn't have community services, we didn't have meeting. Right. Right. Yeah. That's why it's not in there. Right.
All right, so we're pulling 6, 7, and 8 because they're not in the packet this month. So I will ask for a motion again to accept. Mr. Seroy.
Make a motion to amend because we did not have a community service meeting in January, so those reports would not be in front of the chairman today. We should have both reports from January and February at this month's community service meeting.
So a second on that motion. Ms. Parker, all those in favor of the motion to amend? Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. So we'll re-vote. Motion to accept the department reports as amended. Second. Yeah, make a motion. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Second, that's Mr. McConnell. Second. Mr. Ritter. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? All right. Boy, that was smooth like butter, wasn't it? All right, we're moving on. Committee presentations and resolutions. I have a couple that I have to pull through, it'd be 167. 167. 168. 170. 171. 187. And 188. They all contain financial. They require roll call. Is there anybody else? Is there any other to be pulled? Mr. Snipes?
Okay, you stated two of mine, 187 and 188, and that was my reason. But also 173 and 174. And maybe you can answer this, and I don't have to do this. Is the one still?
Let's wait until we'll pull them, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, no problem.
I hate to pull any more, but can you pull 172 also?
72. Okay, got it. Any others? All right. All right. So I think that's it that we're going to have to pull. So we need to read them all into the record and motion to combine and approve, correct?
Sure.
Okay. We'll read those into the record, please.
Resolution of the County Board of Kankakee County, Illinois, Resolution 169, the appointment of Delbert Skimmerhorn as Executive Director of the Metropolitan Planning Organization, MPO. Resolution 175, appointment of Grant Van Vorst to the Kankakee County Sheriff's Merit Commission. Resolution 176, the appointment of Hollis Clark to the Kankakee County Sheriff's Merit Commission. And number 177, the appointment of Jerry Hewitt to the Kankakee County Sheriff's Merit Commission. 178, the appointment of Donna Nelson as trustee to the Blooms Grove Cemetery Association. The appointment of 179, the appointment of John Witten as trustee to the Blooms Grove Cemetery Association. 180, the appointment of Robin R. Batka as trustee to the Blooms Grove Cemetery Association. 181, the appointment of Crystal Sheridan to the Reddick Fire Protection District. 182, the appointment of Dennis Schaefer as commissioner to the Baker Creek Drainage District. 183, the appointment of Jim Jonick to the Kankakee County. 183 is pulled?
No. 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 173.
183, the appointment of Jim Jonick to the Kankakee County Board of Health. 184, the appointment of Joe Abrasser to the Otto Township Fire Protection District Board. 185, the appointment of Deborah Lucas to the Will Kankakee Regional Development Authority. 186, the reappointment of Scott O'Brien to the Emergency Telephone System Board.
Can I get a motion to combine and approve? Mr. Mulcahy, second. Mr. Legess. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. All right, I guess we'll read 167 into the record, please.
You don't need to read it.
Waive the
You just have to
reading.
read the title? Okay, just read the title in. We're just going to read the title because it is merely financial.
If anyone has any questions, just be voted on separately.
Is that clear? We're just reading because it's committee reports, but we're spending money. So we want to make sure if you have any questions, we can read the whole thing into the record.
Yeah,
We
and
want
once
to
they
have that
want to
happen.
waive the reading.
Waive the reading? Okay. Mr. Ciro, you've made a motion to waive the reading. Second. Mr. Byrne, all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes.
This is Resolution 167, the resolution appropriating funds for a bridge to be constructed in Norton Township Road District.
Roll call vote, please.
Motion to approve.
I'm sorry. Motion to approve. Ms. Peters, second. Mr. Tripp. Roll call.
Mr. Tripp?
Aye.
Mr. Washington?
Aye.
Mr. Legess? Mr. Hess?
Aye.
Mrs. Polk?
Aye.
Mr. McConnell? Mr. Mulcahy? Mr. Scott? Mr. Snipes? Mr. Byrne? Mr. Seroy? Mr. Lear? Mr. Hildebrand? Mrs. Weber? Mrs. Peters? Mrs. Evans? Mr. Payton? Mrs. Parker? Ms. Dunbar? Mr. Ritter? Mr. Wheeler?
Aye. Motion carries. 168, please.
Once there's a reading.
Does anyone waive the reading? Mr. Seroy, motion. Second, Ms. Dunbar. All those in favor? Those opposed?
This is Resolution 168, authorizing the County Board Chairman to sign a local agency agreement for federal participation in appropriating matching tax funds for resurfacing County Highway 58.
I have a motion to approve. Mr. Payton, second. Ms. Peters. Roll call, please.
Mr. Tripp? Mr. Washington? Mr. LeJess? Mr. Hess? Mrs. Polk? Mr. McConnell? Mr. McCahey? Mr. Scott? Mr. Snipes? Mr. Byrne? Mr. Seroy? Mr. Lear? Mr. Hildebrand? Mrs. Weber? Mrs. Peters? Mrs. Evans? Mr. Payton? Mrs. Parker? Ms. Dunbar? Mr. Ritter? And Mr. Wheeler?
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to 170. Motion to waive the reading. Mr. Serow. Second, Ms. Parker. All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion passes.
This is Resolution 170, motor vehicle lease for 4 buses with show bus to provide transportation for Kankakee County.
Motion to approve. Mr. Hess, second. Mr. Byrne. Roll call, please.
Mr. Tripp? Mr. Washington? Mr. LeJess? Mr. Hess? Mrs. Polk? Mr. McConnell? Mr. McCahey? Mr. Scott? Mr. Snipes? Mr. Byrne? Mr. Seroy? Mr. Lear? Mr. Hildebrand? Mrs. Weber? Mrs. Peters? Mrs. Evans? Mr. Payton? Mrs. Parker? Ms. Dunbar? Mr. Ritter? Mr. Wheeler?
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to 171. Motion to waive the reading. Mr. Seroy. Second. Mr. Hildebrand. All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to approve. Ms. Parker, second. Mr. Hess. Roll call, please.
Mr. Tripp? Mr. Washington? Mr. LeJess? Mr. Hess? Mrs. Polk? Mr. McConnell? Mr. McCahey? Mr. Scott? Mr. Snipes? Mr. Byrne? Mr. Seroy? Mr. Lear? Mr. Hildebrand? Mrs. Weber? Mrs. Peters? Mrs. Evans? Mr. Payton? Mrs. Parker? Ms. Dunbar? Mr. Ritter? Mr. Wheeler?
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to 172. That was asked to be pulled. Do we want to read that entire?
Well, if there's questions about it.
There was questions, so we'll have to read that into the record. You want to waive the reading, or do you have any?
I'll waive the reading.
Okay, motion to waive the reading, second. Mr. Snipes, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All righty, and if you could just read the title in.
Resolution 172, the adoption of an ordinance for the possession and delivery of cannabis and drug paraphernalia.
And your question, Ms. Dunbar. Just a moment, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can we just get background on this? Is it replacing something? Is it brand new?
Sure,
where did it
sure.
come from?
Sure, and if Mr. Rogan.
Thank you,
It's
Mr. Mayor.
it's the result of a change in state law that occurred probably about a year ago, which decriminalized possession of amounts of marijuana less than 10 grams.
Okay.
So this allows the county to have some sort of consequence for those lower level possession cases.
Okay.
It allows the sheriff's department to go out and issue tickets, which is all we're allowed to do under state statute.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry to pull it just for that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Are there any other questions about that one? Alrighty, that can be a voice vote because we're not spending money. So, all those in favor? Wait, do we have we need a motion to approve. Ms. Dunbar, second. Mr. LeJess, all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 173. Would you like to have a motion to combine waive the reading and combine?
173.
Okay, Mr. Snipes, second. Mr. Payton, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, and these are for the appointment of Alice Tinker Parker to ICANN, Joint Education Committee, and appointment of R. Shane Ritter to ICANN Joint Education Committee. I would need a motion to approve first. Mr. Scott, second. Mr. Tripp. Discussion. Mr. Snipes.
Yes, my concern is, now does that leave one open, or I thought we approved something at the last month's meeting of 2 individuals. Is this 2 different individuals?
No, it's the same. It was executive committee. We approved 2 to come to the full board for appointment. And
Okay,
then
so the one is still there then?
Mr. Lear is still there.
Okay. So the issue is that we have to have, and you know, I have nothing. There's nothing I have personally against anyone that's going up on it, but we have to have minority representation on the educational board. It's always been, it has been. It's only been one. Whether it's been it was myself back in 90 to 94, Sherry McBride. Now it's absent of that. I reflect that. I mean, I hope at some point that we get not only maintain a representative of this minority, but also an Hispanic as well, because all of them have a stake in the overall education committee. So I'm going to state that for my objection. We can send things through, but I am going to state that we need to have minority representation when we're dealing with committees that are going to deal with education or deal with minorities across the board.
Alrighty, I do have a question. Dr. Greg Murphy, do you have a moment for me to ask a question of the makeup of the committee? Please, the microphone over there on the side. My question is how many people are on ICANN's regional board, and what's the makeup as far as representation? And
It's a 5-committee.
I think you're on. Just be a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a 5-member committee jointly made up of Iroquois County and Kankakee County. 3 representatives from Kankakee County, 2 representatives from Iroquois County.
Okay, and how often do they meet?
4 times a year, roughly quarterly.
And what types of issues are tackled within that committee? What do you have the purview?
One of the main charges is there is a portion of ICANN's budget that is funded through both counties through statute, and that budget is presented to the committee. We ask that committee to take it back to the respective county, whichever committee is approving budgets for the respective county.
Okay.
And then we also go through and if there's any questions. The other portion of the committee meeting is reporting out on my duties in the 2 counties so that is moved on to the county board.
Okay. Is there anything to do with curriculum or any of that kind of thing going on with college programs, how to get students into college, any other?
So it would be a tangential connection. So what we do is anytime that I'm involved in an outside meeting, I try to present that back and share that with the Joint Ed Committee. But the Joint Ed Committee directly working in that capacity, I would say no.
No. Okay.
It's
so
advisory.
It's advisory and more on the financial side of things.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That was a question I had. I appreciate your time. All righty. So we're ready. If without any other questions, voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. And this is a 2-year appointment, by the way, so it does rotate. All righty. We are moving on to 187. Okay, I got a motion to waive the reading. Ms. Evans, second. Mr. Hildebrand, all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. We could just read the title into the record, please.
This is Resolution 187, a general fund interfund borrowing.
I need a motion to approve. Mr. Legess, second. Mr. Byrne. Discussion. Mr. Seroy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I understand that we need to do these interfund borrowing to keep business as usual running. I just don't like the fact that we have to do interfund borrowing to keeping the business as usual running. That's my statement.
I understand.
And I'm concerned that this is a common thing that we have to do, and I understand why. I just don't particularly like to have to do it.
Mr. McConnell?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are these funds in additional to what we've already borrowed from them? For instance, on the highway and bridge, we've already borrowed $1.5 million.
No, this is, and Mr. McCarty can straighten this out, but this is to clean up last year's end of the year on interfund and allow us to be able to do it again this year. Mr. McCarty, am I correct in that assessment?
It's the same amount, it's not an additional.
Yeah, it's just carrying forward if you have an answer, please use the microphone. But it's not compounding, it's just carrying forward that we basically repay and then reborrow it again. That's really just a paper transaction. So, is that a correct assessment? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. And I will agree that it is extremely distasteful to have to operate this way. But as you will find out in the Finance Committee meeting at the end of the month, we're having less access to some of our funds to be able to borrow those going forward, to the point where it's going to have a real impact, and it looks like this year and next year as well. So that just leads me to say I'll be contacting board members about interfund borrowing, about our general financial situation, so we'll be able to have a discussion and just a one-on-one with board members if you have any questions. But I'll be reaching out over the next couple of weeks before our Finance Committee meeting. So that being said, get back on point here. I guess I had a motion and a second to approve, I believe, yes. So we need a roll call vote on interfund borrowing.
Mr. Tripp?
Aye.
Mr. Washington?
Aye.
Mr. Legess?
Aye.
Mr. Hess?
Aye.
Mrs. Polk? Mr. McConnell?
Aye.
Mr. McCahey?
Aye.
Mr. Scott? Mr. Snipes?
Aye.
Mr. Byrne?
Aye.
Mr. Seroy?
Aye.
Mr. Lear?
Aye.
Mr. Hildebrand?
Aye.
Mrs. Weber?
Aye.
Mrs. Peters?
Aye.
Mrs. Evans? Mr. Payton?
Aye.
Mrs. Parker?
Aye.
Ms. Dunbar?
Aye.
Mr. Ritter?
Aye.
and Mr. Wheeler.
Aye, motion carries. The 188, need a motion to waive the reading.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Hess.
I think with this one, this is pretty. Thank you, Chairman. I think with this one, this is pretty important. I think we ought to read this whole thing into the record.
Read it in the record.
And I will make a motion to approve it.
Okay. Can I get a second to approve? So Mr. Snipes on the second, so if we could, please read that into the record.
Resolution of the County Board of Kankakee County, Illinois, adoption of increases to civil process and jail fees according to Bellwether LLC fee study. Whereas 55 ILCS 5/4-5001 provides that the Kankakee County Sheriff fees may be increased by the Kankakee County Board if an increase is justified by an acceptable cost study showing that the fees allowed by 55 ILCS 5/4-5001 are not sufficient to cover the cost of providing the services. And whereas 55 ILCS 5/4-5001 requires a statement of the cost of providing each service, program, and activity be prepared and be part of the public record. And whereas 730 ILCS 125/17 provides that the sheriff may seek reimbursement for medical treatment costs. And whereas a statement of cost, Exhibit A, and cost analysis by Bellwether LLC has been prepared and the sheriff has proposed increases based on this cost study, Exhibit B, and whereas the Finance Committee at its regularly scheduled meeting on January 25th, 2017 discussed, reviewed, and considered the sheriff's recommendation based on the Bellwether LLC study and recommends that the changes outlined in the sheriff's proposal. Now therefore that the civil process and jail fees shall be raised to reflect the sheriff's proposed proposal based on the Bellwether LLC study. The committee recommends the adoption of this resolution here was submitted by Mr. Johnson, Mr. Washington, Mr. Vickery, Mr. Seroy, Mr. Hildebrand, Ms. Weber, Mr. Payton, Mr. Ritter. Yeah. Wanna sign it?
Yeah. I was
Mr. Wheeler.
And Mr. All righty. Any questions? Mr. Snipes?
Yeah, the purpose that I wanted to pull was the same, I guess the same reason. We have to vote on it. Two, you want to make sure that anything we do is transparent, so no one is saying that something was just passed and we didn't bring it, especially when it's involving fees or some new resolution that the residents of this community would have to hear by. So that's more of a statement or comment than anything else.
Thank you. Any other questions on that? This can be roll call. It's kind of, it doesn't have to be roll call, correct? Okay, yeah. So we had a motion, a second. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Other business. I just want to mention, board members see Diane. She has pictures. She may have a signature or two. I think we may have some outstanding things that need to be signed by board members. Just kind of touch base with her if you could. Any old business? Mr. Snipes?
Now, that was that we were adopting the fees and not implementing the fees. If we implemented, we wouldn't need a roll call, but we're just adopting them, correct?
No, we're adopting the fees and the sheriff actually implements them when the time comes. He collects those fees.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. We're not the ones implementing them. We're just adopting them.
Mr. Lear?
In regard to old business, at our last county board meeting, we did put a resolution on the ballot, an advisory resolution in terms of reducing the size of the board. I did a little research in terms of counties of similar size. I'd like to share just a couple of those with the board members. LaSalle County, which is just slightly larger than us, has 29 board members. Macon County, which is just slightly smaller than us, has 21 board members. DeKalb County, which is slightly smaller than us, has 24 members. Kendall County, which is slightly larger, has 10 districts. So our size is somewhat comparable to what happens elsewhere. I just wanted to share that information.
Did you happen to note the compensation per board member on any of those?
I did not have time to do that. I'll have that ready for March.
Mr. Scott, did you at one time?
Yeah, I do. I apologize. I don't have those numbers.
Maybe we'll just take a look at that. But at one point we were looking at the cost per board member for each resident of the county. We were trying to get together at least a number that people would realize what does it actually cost to run county government per resident. And it was surprising because some of those counties have board members that make, I think Will County's $23,000 a year plus full health benefits. But there's so many people up there that it's an actual small amount per resident. So I think if you broke it out per resident, that we are actually less expensive than Iroquois is, even though they have less board members. So I mean, it was an interesting number, and I'd like to be able to present that at some point. So thank you for looking that up.
That's a good point.
So with that, any new business? I guess I need a motion to adjourn. Mr. Legess, Mr. Mulcahy, all those in favor? Those opposed? Have a good day.
Mr. Snipes, Ms. Evans.